Scorpio, this is your weekly November tarot reading, or whenever you find it. Remember, time and energy is fluid, not linear. This is a you versus them style reading, and we'll just see whatever message comes out. I was originally going to do, what happened. You'll know why it all happened, something like that, but the messages are just going to be what they're going to be. So yeah, it's just you versus them, and let's just see what it tells us. Alrighty, one more, and all of these cards are listed in the playlist description in case you are interested. Alright, so Scorpio, we're going to do you here, the in-between energy that you share, and then them on this side. This is the angel, romance angel oracle, and it doesn't have to be romance. Not all these are romance related, but we'll see. I don't use this deck very often, so. And if you want to see more you versus them, let me know in the comments below. I am happy to oblige. Okay, let's see, Scorpio, what's coming up on your side. Excuse me. Okay. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So this could have been this is a learning experience for you. Let's see what's in the middle. Cut right there. It's kind of zoning out for a second. All right, in between you have innocence. This could be someone you've known since you were a kid. That's what I'm feeling here. All right, let's get their card. The person that Scorpio is dealing with. What does Scorpio need to know? All right, they have make the effort. Great love is worth taking. The steps guided to take. And I have to point out, look at this. This does feel like a childlike, innocent energy here. And maybe they weren't making the effort. Could be. Look at that little tiny dog down there. This is so interesting that this is coming out like that. It almost feels like a 6 of Cups right there. All right, so we're going to do your side here, Scorpio, the in-between energy, and then their side over here. Zoe, you've already been outside, my lady. No, it's cold outside this morning. I like it. All right, Scorpio, let's see what's going to show up on your side over here. All right. Scorpio, you have, wow, 9 of Wands, wounded warrior, Sagittarius energy. This beat you up, maybe. 7 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Now we're going to get the center. I'm going to lay out all the cards because it really does help with this type of reading to kind of see it in one big picture here. All right, the energy in between. 4 of Cups. 6 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. Wow. Yeah, there's that. Yep. There's that healing coming in. Wow. All right. And on their side, King of Wands. It's Leo energy. Playful. Four of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Interesting, that's coming up under that make the effort. There could have been some inequality here, whether in the finances or something. Not sure. All right, so let's clarify and see what the story is telling us. Eight of Wands, look at that. Four of Swords again, twice now, that forgiving, healing, and justice. Woo-wee. Wow. Libra energy. And look at the scales right there. I think there was some inequality here. Three of Pentacles. Ooh, the Tower. And the Queen of Wands there. Ace of Cups just flew out on their side. Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Okay, Scorpio. Ooh. Well, I have to say, with this Tower in the center and the Six of Swords moving to calmer waters, and the Four of Swords, I think this is talking about a connection you had with someone that you've known for a long time. I think that's why the children are coming up in this. Maybe there was some innocence. I feel like there was a bit of naivety in this relationship. Maybe one or both, not sure. Or maybe not, but I'm kind of feeling that, because if you think of children, they're kind of naive. They don't really know things. And it's not a bad thing. It's just saying like a lack of knowledge and experience. But now you have it. Now you have the knowledge and experience. You're showing up currently here, Scorpio, as the wounded warrior. And the wounded warrior, you know, has been through a lot. Has been through war. This is Mars energy. A battle. You know, this is... I think one of my dogs just sneezed. This is you still standing, I have to say. And there's momentum here. There's movement, possibly communication. This is Sagittarius, but it's also Mercury energy. So there's a lot of talking here. And it may be talking about this battle, this wounding that you're having. That's what it feels like. Communication about this is what it feels like here. It feels like a lot of communication. And it's, I want to say it's passionate in a way that it's deep to you. You know what I mean? I don't mean passionate as in romantically passionate. It's passionate in that it means something to you, this communication. And it's probably pretty swift as well, is what it feels like. This feels like something is running. Your emotions are running high here. That's what it feels like. Because I feel like you're hurt. You're still needing to process and heal, is what we're seeing here. The Seven of Pentacles is a card for me of analysis. It's stepping back and looking at, this is all about your effort, right? You reap what you sow. There's the Justice card, okay? And you're looking back on this, possibly this connection, and thinking, what can I learn from this? This is self-reflective for sure. For sure. So now you're thinking about the future, what you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to have. And this is a time for rest, deep rest. You know, I'm not seeing depression in here, but You know, there could be a period of just being on your own and healing. That's what this is, forgiveness, because the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, which is a breakup or heartache or something like that, something painful. It's here, it's in the energy. And so this is that a period of self-reflection and figuring out where you want to go from here. That's what this is, pretty much. Where do you go? And something new, because we have the Page of Pentacles here. This is looking out into the cold, dark world, almost like being reborn again. You know, innocence is what we have with the Page of Pentacles. It's not to say that you're, I mean, you could be any age, honestly. But now you're kind of like this single energy. Most pages are not, you know, married with children and bogged down and stuff like that. This is new energy. And the Justice card is here, so there could be a legal aspect of this. There could be children involved. This could be, you know, considering the Tower here and what I'm seeing, it could be divorce. It could be, you know, some type of disconnect, something happening here. This could be child support, you know, honestly, something like that. But the other implications of justice is just action. What action are you going to take now? How is this action, the seed you are planting, or you have, you're protecting this seed here. That's what the Page of Pentacles does. It's like a earth protective spirit, right? It's about protecting your ideas and what you want to do now that you have your freedom. She's free. She's going out into the world now. And this is that card of you reap what you sow. Law of attraction. The universe gives you what you believe you are. And so there's that reminder there too. But it could be something legal, like I said. That is there. Let's jump over to the person with make the effort. Okay. This is saying to me, with the Nine of Swords crossing it, this is that nightmare energy. Either they didn't want to make the effort anymore, or maybe they were never. This Six of Pentacles is a great card. It's Taurus energy. It's about self worth and value and equal reciprocities. Here we see the children again, but we have a mom. And one has their hand out, just, you know, gimme, gimme, right? But she's got nothing to give. This kid is reading a book. He's got some kind of value now. And that's how these scales are being measured by this lady. There's books on this side, knowledge, you know, learning, and then the value of it over there. So what I'm feeling here with this nightmare card, this person is, or was not in a good place with this. Maybe this is something they didn't want to give to. Maybe this is them not having self-worth. You know, it could be a lot of things, but it feels like not equal reciprocity, not putting in the effort is what this feels like. And I think it was most likely tearing them apart mentally. Maybe they felt like they were doing all the work and you weren't. Who knows where they were in their mind, right? It looks like they're focused now on pentacles, on saving. Right? We have the mother of all resources here. There's a rabbit. This could be a new person for them. We have the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Okay? King of Wands is a very playful and active type of person, and the Ace of Cups is a new love, is what I'm seeing here. So with this card being in between you right here, this feels like they have already moved on, is what it looks like, honestly, to tell you the truth. Because the thing that's in between you two is this. Moving to calmer waters and the Tower. Moving, leaving, something mega happening here. If we look at the cards that are going this way, this is you literally kind of screaming and hollering almost in a way. And this is that person receiving that and not having a good time with it. It feels like an argument. This feels like you telling them they weren't doing enough. And maybe they weren't. You know, maybe they weren't. But this is in the center. This is what happened. One or both of you moving and the Tower falling. It didn't have a solid foundation. You know? The Four of Cups in between you and the Three of Pentacles. I think maybe one of you wanted to work on this. This is teamwork, trying to find solutions, right? And that could have helped. But one or more of you was in this Four of Cups. Like, it reminds me of The Simpsons when Ned Flanders was referencing his parents in his early childhood, and he was a wild kid, but his parents were two beatniks, he called them, and they had him. He was just running amok, like just crazy, right? Trying to get some type of discipline, but he wasn't given any. And his parents were telling the therapist, we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. That person right here has tried nothing and they are all out of ideas. That's what I see. So there was a need for teamwork, but one or more of you was not putting in the effort, wasn't willing to try anything new, maybe wasn't willing to go to counseling, you know, something like that, right? Because it takes more. One person can't fix something that's broken in a relationship. It has to be mutual. I know I'm kind of jumping around here, but I'm going in the direction that I'm feeling drawn to, okay? So in the end here, what we have is kind of a rebirth, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. We have this. Now this is showing up, this same Four of Swords that was on your side here, Scorpio, is forgiveness and that downtime to be reborn into a newer version of yourself. We have the Queen of Wands showing up. Single, feels single. I want to say it feels single here, but she follows her happiness. She's done the time here. She's looked, you know, at that Seven of Pentacles. She's done some self-analysis. And when you wake up from this, when you've done what you needed to do, you are really this unstoppable force. I love this Aries energy. This is Mars again, but it's a different way because we have Aries there too. It could have been you, the one that ended this, very possibly, because the Aries woman here, or man, doesn't matter, they are very bold, very active, very daring, and if they're not happy with something, they're going to cut it out. They're going to be, okay, I'm done. They follow a beat of a different drummer, right? And we have those suns there, so you're following your happiness now. And I don't think either one of you were really truly happy in this, you know? And it could be that you outgrew each other in some way. You know, those kids right there, they eventually grow up. They don't have the same dreams anymore. You know, we change. Some people don't. Some people do. But this is taking like a bold step into your, I think, your own happiness, following your own happiness after a period of deep rest, okay? Deep rest is what I'm feeling there. All right, we have everything turns to light. I work to improve myself. Look at that. Improving and turning into that light. Embrace all that life brings to me and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. And that's kind of what we see here. Both of those 4 swords right there connected. Why? Well, you outgrew each other in some way or form. One or more of you was not putting in the effort. It was not equal reciprocity. And one or more of you just was not willing to do the work. What do? Increase your frequency, higher consciousness awareness. And I think you are doing that, Scorpio, by taking this time, not rushing into anything for sure, but taking this time, the 7 of Pentacles, slow energy, I feel, right? Because it's before a harvest, it's a lot of waiting. So you may as well do something, work on yourself. Almost feels like a phoenix energy, right? Tulip, great passion. And the Queen of Wands follows her passions. Absolutely. Firecracker, excitement. You know, as you are rebirthed through this situation, Scorpio, I think you're going to learn so much more about yourself and your self-worth here too. Life is going to get a lot more exciting for you. We have Camel. Persevere, and you will overcome problems. There you go. That is very much like a Sagittarius kind of energy. But there you have it, Scorpio. Let me know if this resonated with you in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time.